We'll need 33 chains for this work. I've already made them. Now make 1 treble into the 4th chain from hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make 1 treble. Make another treble into the next chain. Again, another treble into the next chain. And another into the next chain. And continue making these trebles into each chain until the end of the row. I've just made a full row with 31 trebles, including the first 3 chains, which count as 1 treble. We will now start the second row with 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Turn and make 1 treble into the second treble of the previous row. Make a treble into the 3rd treble of the previous row, another into the 4th treble, and continue making trebles until the end. I repeat this until I have a total of 15 rows with 31 trebles each. I've already made the 15 rows, and now I'll start on the sleeves. Here. For these I need 45 chains. Pick your thread and work. 1, 2, 3, and so on until you have all 45 chains. Now I've got the 45 chains, and now I'll come down here where I've made my first row of trebles, which is the foundation chain. And here, into the first chain, I'll make 1 double crochet. 1 double crochet. And this is how it looks. I do another double crochet into the second treble. And another double crochet into the 3rd treble. Again, another double crochet into the 4th treble. I keep making these double crochets until I reach the end of the row. I've already made all the double crochets until I reach the last treble made into the foundation row and have the 3 chains at the end of the first row. Then I go into the first chain and make 1 double crochet. Now I make 45 chains. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and so on until I have all the 45 chains. I already have the 45 chains, and now here, where I have the first treble on this side, which are the 3 chains on this side, and into the 3rd chain, I make 1 double crochet. Make 1 double crochet into that chain. There, this is what it looks like. We have 1 sleeve on one side and 1 sleeve on the other side, the top and the bottom. And now, here at the top, I'll make 1 double crochet into each treble. I already have 1 double crochet, which I made into the first treble. Make another double crochet into the second, another into the third, double crochet into the fourth, double crochet into the fifth, and so on until you reach the end. I've already made all the double crochets, and now up here where I have the 45 chains, which is the sleeve, and in the first chain make 1 slip stitch. Make 3 chains, which is the first treble of this row, and in the same chain make a second treble. Then 2 chains and another 2 trebles in the same chain of the 45 string of chains. This is what it should look like. Skip 3 chains and into the 4th chain make 2 trebles, 2 chains, 1, 2 chains and another 2 trebles, and there, second treble. Now you have the 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles into the chain. Skip 3 chains into the 4th chain, work 2 trebles again, 1, 2, 2 chains and another 2 trebles into the same chain. Skip 3 chains of the string of chains and into the 4th chain make 2 trebles, 2 chains and another 2 trebles. Continue working like this until you reach the last of the chain of the string of chains. I've already worked on the last chain of the strings of 45 chains, and now here where we have the double crochet, skip the first double crochet and into the second make 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. Skip 3 double crochets and into the 4th make 2 trebles, 2 chains, 1, 2 chains and 2 trebles. Skip 3 double crochets and into the 4th make 2 trebles, 2 chains and another 2 trebles. And I continue working like this until there's only 1 double crochet left. I've worked all this row with 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles, and here at the end 1 last double crochet left over. Skip that and into the first chain make 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. Skip 3 chains and into the 4th 2 trebles, 2 chains, 1, 2 and another 2 trebles into that chain. Skip 3 chains now, 1, 2, 3 and into the 4th make 2 trebles, 2 chains and another 2 trebles, and continue working like this until the last chain. Well, I've made the sleeve and now I'm going up here where I have the double crochets. Skip the first double crochet and into the second make 2 trebles, 2 chains, 1, 2 chains and 2 trebles. Skip 3 double crochets and into the 4th make 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. skip 3 double crochets and into the 4th make 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. Continue working like this until there's only 1 double crochet left. I've worked all the row and now I have 8 groups of 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles up here, 12 groups on this sleeve, 8 groups down here and 12 groups on the other sleeve. Now here, where the initial 3 chains are, insert the hook into the 3rd chain and make a slip stitch to close the row. And now insert the hook into the 2nd treble and make a slip stitch because we're going to start another row. Then make another slip stitch into the 2 chain space. Make 3 chains and into the same 2 chain space make 1 treble, 2 chains and 2 trebles. This is what it looks like. Skip the next 4 trebles and into the 2 chain space make 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. Skip 4 trebles, into the 2 chain space make 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. And again skip 4 trebles, into the next 2 chain space make 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. This is how the work comes up. Continue working like this throughout the row. I've arrived at the end of the row. Now here, where I have the 3 chains, make 1 slip stitch into the 3rd chain to close the row. And this is the row ready. Start the next row by making a slip stitch into the 2nd treble. Into the 2 chain space, make another slip stitch. And then make 3 chains, which is the 1st treble of this row. And in the same 2 chain space, make 1 treble, 2 chains and 2 trebles. I have now 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles. Skip the next 4 trebles and into the next 2 chain space make 2 trebles, 2 chains, 1, 2 chains and another 2 trebles. There. Skip 4 trebles and into the 2 chain space make 2 trebles, 2 chains, 1, 2 chains and 2 trebles. Repeat this until the end of the row. I've arrived at the end of the row and now where I have the 3 chains, insert the hook into the 3rd chain and make a slip stitch to close the row. Start the next row by making another slip stitch into the 2nd treble and then another slip stitch into the 2 chain space. Then in the same space make 3 chains, which is the 1st treble of this row, then 2 trebles, 2 chains and another 3 trebles. In this row I'll have 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles. Skip 4 trebles and in the next 2 chain space make 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles. There. Skip 4 trebles and in the next 2 chain space make 3 trebles, 2 chains and another 3 trebles. There we are. And again, skip 4 trebles, in the 2 chain space make 3 trebles, 2 chains and another 3 trebles. Repeat this until the end of the row and for the next 4 rows. There will be a total of 5 rows with 3 trebles, 2 chains and 3 trebles. I've already made my 5 rows and now I'll start the following row by making a slip stitch into the second treble. Make another slip stitch into the third treble and another slip stitch into the 2 chain space. Then into the same 2 chain space make 3 chains, which is the first treble of this row. 3 trebles, 1 chain and then another 4 trebles into the same 2 chain space. This is what it looks like. Skip the 6 trebles and into the next 2 chain space make 4 trebles, 1 chain and 4 trebles. There, that's what it looks like. Skip 6 trebles and into the next 2 chain space make another 4 trebles, 1 chain and 4 trebles. Repeat these throughout the entire row. Now I've already closed the row with a slip stitch into the third of the 3 chains at the beginning of the row. I can now cut the yarn and finish it off as I will be working on the sleeves. Now I attach the yarn here where the chains meet the trebles. I insert the yarn in the treble like this. And then I make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. In the next treble of the next row, make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And in the next treble, make another 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And again into the next treble of the next row, make another 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And I repeat this until the top of the row. I've finished up here in the last row. Now I turn it round to where the chains are. Make 1 double crochet into the first chain. 1 double crochet into the second chain. 1 into the third chain. 1 into the fourth chain, and so on until I've arrived at the last chain at the bottom. Now that I've made all the double crochets into the chain, I'll close the row with a slip stitch into the first double crochet. 1 slip stitch. I cut off the yarn and finish it off because this sleeve is ready. Do the same here on the other side of which is the other sleeve, attaching the yarn and make the double crochets. Both sleeves are done and the bolero is ready.